the Mahayana tradition, this Bodhisattva idea, Mahayana means great vehicle, spread north from India into the Himalayas, into China, into all over East Asia. We have sort of developed an idea of what it's all about, sort of the joining of a meditation practice, the wisdom, discernment, and then compassion, love, rejoicing in other people's good fortune, and a vast kind of perspective that they want to help every single living being, visible, invisible, every being with a mind, to come to a perfect, complete enlightenment. And that's their agenda. They're putting others before themselves in general, or at least equal to themselves. But when it comes down to it, you have to gain enlightenment for yourself in order to really be able to help a lot of sentient beings. So there's a kind of tension there between those two ideas. We're just beginners, aren't we? So we're trying to develop a really pure heart, and we're trying to develop our meditation practice, and slowly, slowly we're coming along. But if we think about what kind of image have you developed in your mind of a bodhisattva? Do you have one already? Are you a bodhisattva? Are you training on the bodhisattva path? For example, are you a Zen practitioner from Japan, a Chan practitioner from China, and the Mahayana practitioner from Korea, Vietnam? These are Mahayana countries. And of course, so the high Himalayan countries of Tibet, former country, many parts of China, and Taiwan, Hong Kong. Many, many bodhisattvas there, gradually cultivating a good heart and meditating and studying the Dharma. I forgot Bhutan and northern India. So it goes on and on. You can go find more and more Mahayana countries. But I think I touched on most of them there. This bodhisattva path, you start to get an image of somebody, don't you, in your mind. Maybe it's a really pure, for a lot of people around the world, the image of a bodhisattva is first thing that pops into their mind is a monk, like the Dalai Lama of the Tibetan diaspora, and the Thich Nhat Hanh of the Vietnamese Zen community, and many of their followers, and then the wonderful Western Zen teachers, such as Joan Halifax Roshi in New Mexico and others, who are diligently practicing the path of the Bodhisattva, benefiting beings as they go. And how would you imagine that they would carry themselves? How does that kind of person walk and talk? How do they interact with others? This is where we're coming to the conduct of the Bodhisattva. And there's a long, famous book by Shantideva called The Way or the Conduct of the Bodhisattva that is really famous and beautiful. And then here we're approaching it as one of the 6 perfections or paramitas of the method of development in the Bodhisattva path. So now you're imagining someone, and you're imagining them being what? Kind, right? Gentle. And are they sort of wild and uncontrolled in the way they move their bodies? Are they reckless in the way that they talk to people? Are their minds really speedy and whizzing around, thinking all kinds of crazy thoughts and mean thoughts and sexy thoughts and all this, all constantly, completely beyond their control? No, of course not. These are kind of the opposite qualities of the way bodhisattvas typically present, because pursuing this path tends to focus you and calm you down and make you kinder, right? Everything is driven for a bodhisattva by how they're going to help others, right? So in theory, if it would help others more to appear as a rock star and have a beer with some people, then the rules of the trade, which would generally involve abstaining from intoxicants, all followers of the Sutrayana path of Buddhism would abstain or really control, really very, very little alcohol or drugs or anything like that. But perhaps, if it would do sentient beings more good, what would the Bodhisattva do? Like if they had to, if they knew that by sitting down, having a beer with somebody, it would relax them and make them feel more comfortable, and they could talk, and they could give Bodhisattva-like advice to them that would really stick. So that's an example about how the sort of the higher motivation overcomes the sort of precepts that we go by. And we have to watch out because it's easy to delude yourself. Think you know better than other people, and pride and so forth can come in. So it's a slippery slope. So you really want to be careful. You aren't going to be the #1 YouTube channel because people, what people want. But over time, and you may not be the most forward, how can I say, attention-getting, immediate person that people love in a group even. But over time, they become to know that you're reliable, you have self-control, honor, dignity, you're loving and kind. And then over time, a year, 2 years, 3 years, as people come to know you, they really value you more than anybody else that's not practicing like that. Isn't it the truth?